Nobody wants to say hello? Aye. First, are there any food questions? Now, if you have food questions, you have choices. You can either ask me before the class, you can call me, or you can bring me a label. Please don't bring me food, just bring me the label. And make sure that the label has nutritionals on it and ingredients. Anybody have a food question? If you're new, either, yeah, I'll call you to go over the program. Yeah.
Sugar-free candies.
I'm sorry?
Sugar-free candies.
Sugar-free candies are really not permitted, okay? Until after you've lost 10% of your weight. And even then I don't recommend, I don't recommend sugar-free candies. I don't think that we should be dependent on candy. And for what? Because you want something in your mouth. You want a sweet taste in your mouth. Right. That's what we're trying to get away from. So my recommendation is really, really not. Okay? Anybody else? Food questions? Nobody has food questions? No? Okay. So did anybody make commitments from last week? Because if anybody makes commitments from last week, hey, if anybody makes commitments from last week, we want to come back and talk about them. So nobody has commitments from last week, right? Okay. Anybody have successes? Well, the success is that you're here, okay? Today, in this pouring rain, is perfect eating weather, okay? You want to wrap yourself up, you want to eat, because it's so nasty outside, and you don't want to go out, and it's raw, and it's cold. It's perfect eating weather. The problem is that we don't think that it's going to ever stop raining. You know what I mean? And a lot of times I'll get a call from people like, oh, it's raining, whatever. I can't think of anything to do except make cookies with the kids. You know, do a puzzle. Our lives are so centered around eating that we can't even stretch our minds to do anything else. But this is perfect eating weather. But you and I don't need the weather as an excuse to eat. You know, you and I have an excuse every single day to overeat, an excuse every single day not to exercise, an excuse every single day not to drink water, an excuse every single day not to take care of ourselves. We don't need any excuse. But, you know, there is always one. There is always one. And today is a perfect one. However, remember please what you joined. You didn't join Start Fresh Weight Loss Program. This is about control. Every single person in here already knows how to diet. You did not have to come out here on a Tuesday night in the pouring rain for me to teach you how to diet. You already know how to diet. We know. You also had a binge. But what our goal here is to live in a world where food is not going away. And it is not going away. You will be assaulted with food every day of your life. And we need to learn how to handle it. The same way your values will be tested every single day of your life. And we get choices, you know, we get choices. And I very often compare this to when I meet you in Bloomingdale's or I meet you in Lord & Taylor, and we're going through the racks of the clothes. And you'll take those that you feel are appropriate, and you'll reject those that you don't feel are appropriate. And we take them on the basis of a lot of things. The style and the sleeves and the color and the cut and the length and the, you know. And there are some people for whom one thing is appropriate and one thing, and there are some things that are not appropriate. And our job in food, in clothes, in people, in books, in life, is to determine what is appropriate for you and what is not appropriate for you. So that food might be all over the place, but you get to choose. It is your responsibility to choose what is appropriate for you and what is not appropriate for you. And that is so hard. That is so hard, given the real issue. The first few minutes of every class is review. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? So, certainly not, how much weight can I lose in the least amount of time? Because again, you already know how to starve. You already know how to fast. You already know how to tease the scale and tickle the scale and dangle one foot off the scale and the clothes on and the clothes off and the sneakers on and the sneakers off and, you know, starve and before dinner and after dinner. We know all the tricks. But there's an opera that I never remember the name of, but it ends with the words, La Commedia est finie. The joke is over. At some point, take a deep breath and say, you know what? Let's grow up. Okay? Let's grow up and look at this for what it really is. Because if this is anything else than your physical and emotional health, you're barking up the wrong tree. Okay? You know that you feel better. A few days into this program before you lost your first pound, you already feel better about yourself, yes or no? Yes or no? Okay? That's really what it is about. It's about beginning your day from this level and not from this level. Because everything in your life, what kind of a student, daughter, mother, friend, neighbor, employee, wife, schwigger you are, is dependent on how you feel about yourself, yes or no? And how you feel about yourself really is dependent on how you take care of yourself, how you nurture yourself. And you can't separate your mind and your body anymore. You can't feel physically wonderful if you feel mentally lousy. You can't feel mentally wonderful if you feel physically lousy. It is about a body-mind. And if you don't take care of yourself, honey, nobody is going to do this for you. And nobody much cares if you do it or not. So let's turn our head and say no. This isn't about dieting harder, it's about eating smarter. And it's about looking at the problem, and every single week you're going to hear me say what the problem is. It's about eating too much of the wrong food in the wrong way for the wrong reasons. Portion sizes have gotten out of control in this country, yes or no? Yes or no? Okay, bigger is better. We don't even know what a portion size is supposed to look like anymore. And if you go to a restaurant and they don't give you this huge portion, you don't go back because that's what you want. And I'm not talking about broccoli. I always tell you, we eat plastic food wrapped in cellophane. That's what we eat. We eat food that is not food, and our grandparents would not recognize it as food. We eat machine-made food that your body doesn't know what to do with. And you can't tell me that we do not suffer because of it. We do. The least of what we suffer is cravings, because we're always in that sugar craving, okay? And then we suffer in a lot of other ways as well. We do not have the highest life expectancy in this country. Japan, China, those are the countries with the highest life expectancy. You know why? Did you ever see them run around? You know how they get around? They don't get around in their car, they get around on bicycles. Because their roads are not equipped for the cars to accommodate the amount of people that there are. So they go on bikes. And you know what they eat? What is called a poor man's diet. Rice, a little bit of protein on the top. Okay, that's what they eat. They use protein the way we use salt as a condiment. Okay, can you close the door behind you, please, honey? Okay. And then they come to this country, and within 2 generations, they are suffering the same diseases that we suffer. Lifestyle diseases. Rich people's diseases. We're eating too much of the wrong food in the wrong way. We stand and eat. We eat too quickly. We eat when we cook. We eat when we clean up. We eat in the bed. We eat in the car. We eat in the street. We're just after eating. Because eating doesn't, it's not a conscious activity. Yeah, eating is a conscious activity, yes. Yes. Chewing. We don't chew. We eat so quickly that your body doesn't even know that you started to eat. It's no wonder we have the digestive problems that we have. We're eating unconsciously. And certainly, we don't eat, we use. We use food for every purpose under the sun, for that big laundry list of emotions that I tell you every week, and everybody laughs, you know, and then somebody comes up into the street and they repeat it to me. It's wonderful. You can repeat whatever you want, but then we got to go out there and live it. It is not enough to know it. This is about taking the cotton out of your mouth, and out of your ears, and putting it into your mouth. Because we can talk. Oh, everybody can talk. Everybody can repeat my lectures. I can repeat lectures that I've heard. We can talk such a good game. We can talk. But now we've got to go out there and live what we say. So we're eating for anger, boredom, celebration, depression, stress, frustration, fatigue, and overwhelm. And that is our life. Is there anybody here who doesn't have stress, by the way? All right. But the answer to everything seems to be, what should I eat? What could I eat? I'm nervous. What could I eat? I'm upset. What could I eat? I went through a whole day. I was so good. What could I eat? I need a treat. What could I eat? It's a simcha. What could I eat? It's a levaya. What could I eat? The dog got well. The dog died. The dog this. The noise. The rain. The money. The economy. The husband. The in-laws. The mother. The school. The kids. Oh my God! And the answer to everything is, what can I eat? And we're adding another problem to the one that already exists. We're adding yet another problem. I don't know about you, but I don't need another problem. And yet, knowing all of this, we still fall victim to self-destructive behavior. And there are, and this is one of my favorite lectures, because this is the stuff. I love this lecture, okay? It is called The Crucial Facts. There are facts that you need to know in order to cross that bridge into control. So let's look at the crucial facts, and we'll go through as many as we need to today, and if we have to, we'll finish them up next week. So crucial fact number 1. Implementing strategies to control your eating requires attention, preparation, and concentration. Pay attention! Especially if this is your issue. You don't have to pay, maybe, you don't have to pay attention to, and I always tell you, I can go into a bar, a liquor store, and a gambling casino. Not that I do, but I could. And I don't have to think. Put me at a Viennese table. I have to be so aware, even if I think I'm okay. You understand me? Who understands me? Okay? We have to pay attention. Can't lose focus. Preparation. If you are not prepared with the right food, you are going to eat the wrong food. Yes or no? Yes or no?
100%.
You gotta have the right food there. At least you have a 50% chance if you have the right food there. I'm not saying you will 100% eat the right food, but you must be prepared. If you think that when you come home, whenever that time is, and you're going to first start to think and cook, then, you're not doing any of that. Okay? It's got to be there. And not only does it have to be there, it has to be at eye level. At eye level. When you open the fridge, it has to be there. Not in some drawer somewhere just because it says vegetables there. It's your fridge. I always tell you that, okay? It's your refrigerator. Just because it says vegetables, you can put the vegetables on the shelf. And where's like lemachos? Do you remember the old fridges with the egg grooves on the side? And everybody put their eggs. That's the worst place for eggs. It's the worst place, but oh, the hole was there, you know. And guess what? You know that tag on your bed that says, do not remove this tag? You can remove it too, it's your bed. But we like, you know. Did I tell you last week about the documentary, the elephant documentary I saw? Did I tell you that? I saw a documentary about elephants. And when an elephant is born, I want to say little elephant, but they're not so little.
Tied to the thing.
Tied to the thing, I'll leave it when I said it, yeah. So they take this little elephant, and they take his little foot, which is not so little, and they take a chain, and they tie him to a stake to keep him, you know. And as much as he pulls, he can't free himself, because he's tied to the stake. Well, as this elephant gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and he weighs tons and tons and tons, he's still tied to the stake because he doesn't think he can move anymore. So he just stands there. And he could move with one flick, he could just move the whole stake and the whole, but he doesn't even try to move because he just spent so many years like that, he doesn't think he can move. And that's us. You don't think you can move because we spent so many years, okay, chained up. Anybody understand me? Who understands what I said? Okay? You can move. Okay? You can move. Move your foot! Move your foot! Okay? Because you can move. But, you gotta concentrate. You gotta concentrate. Okay? You can't, and let me repeat something I also repeat every class. In every class, there is an empty chair for me. Okay? So when I say you, I'm right in there. Because the minute I think or you think that we are beyond this, or yeah, I know that already, and I don't have to do that, it is the beginning of the end. Okay? So that empty chair right next to Frank, that's mine. That's mine. Because we got to do the same stuff. Okay? Whatever side of the maintenance you're on. I don't care if you're at the top weight or your bottom weight. You got to do the same thing. You got to concentrate. You got to prepare. You got to pay attention. That's the crucial fact. And crucial fact number 2, my favorite crucial fact. When the food is around,